Okay, so a couple of blocks, although you know what, you're actually not going to necessarily need two, but well, maybe you will. And then a strap for sure and a bolster. We're going to start, you can start wherever you want. So whether that be on the back or in a seated position, we'll end up moving right to a seated position after we spend just a little bit of time kind of bringing awareness in, all that stuff. So again, you decide where you want to start. And today, actually, this month, I kind of missed in practice the summer solstice celebration. And it's pretty kind of a pretty traditional thing to focus in on sun salutations in celebration of summer solstice. And while this is gentle yoga, and we're not going to do 108 sun salutations, we are going to practice just a few today from a very easy perspective. Next week will be a little different. Actually, in a couple weeks, that'll be when we have our slow flow class. Anyway, it's foundational to yoga, the sun salutation flows. And as we move into this mid-year month, so we have reached the middle of the year, it's an opportunity to reset and recharge and tune back into any things that you told yourself you may want to do this year. So just being thoughtful about how you spend the last part of this year. Now, the only thing you have to do for the next 40 or so minutes is be here and move and breathe. That is your only job. So right now, as you are still, it's easy for the mind to not be here. Please try and make it a point to be right here, to be present. Do this for you. Take a couple more breaths here. And then if you are on your back, slowly make your way to seated. If you are in a seated position with your legs crossed, let's switch the cross. So the opposite leg will be in front. We'll be here a bit. So if you want to set yourself up so that you feel a little more comfortable, feel free to add a prop. We're going to do some alternate nostril breathing. I did not bring tissues, and I should have, because it might clear up some things. We can always run to the bathroom if we need to. But all right, so here's how it goes. You'll end up using your thumb, and you can use, I actually like to use my middle finger and my ring finger, but you could use your pointer finger on the other side. So you'll place your thumb on one side and you'll close that nostril, and then you'll breathe in So you're closing the left side, you're breathing in, closing the right side, breathing in through the left side. And then close up both nostrils, open up the right side, and exhale out. And then breathe into the right side, close up both nostrils, open up the left side, and exhale out. Breathing in through the left, closing up both sides, opening up the right side, breathing out. Breathing in through the right, close, breathing out left. All right, do a couple more rounds, moving at your breath rate. Feel free to close your eyes. And then once you've done those 2 rounds, release your hands back to your legs. And then take a couple of breaths with the air going in through both nostrils. Notice if it prevails more on one side versus the other. If you feel like the air is going more into the right or into the left. Same thing as the air travels out. From here, we'll add some half neck circles. So you're dropping your head to one shoulder. You're rolling the head from shoulder to shoulder. Feel free to stop anywhere along the way that feels like it needs a little extra attention. Good. And then bring the head to center. Let's make our way to all fours. So come to your hands and knees. Ooh, we made it in just in time, Tina and John. Wow. All right. Okay, so we have our hands lined up underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. We move through a couple rounds of cat and cow together, just normal. Inhaling, finding cow pose, tailbone up, chin up. And then as you exhale, round out through the spine, tuck the chin in and the tailbone under. Again, here, inhaling, finding cow pose. Exhaling, finding cat. Do a couple more rounds, moving at your breath rate, moving in any other way that feels good. Know that we're going to add in a little bit of lateral movement together very shortly. Join me back in a tabletop position. From here, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, you're looking over your left shoulder. You're lifting your feet up and dropping them over to the left side. So you may be able to see that left foot, maybe a little bit of that right foot, and then come back to center on your inhale. On your exhale, you're dropping your toes over to that right side and looking over your right shoulder. Yep. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale to your left. Inhale, center. Exhale to your right. Good. Inhale to come back to center. Let's press back to an extended child's pose. We have a little bit more that we're going to do with cat-cow. We're going to add in this extended child's pose and do just a little bit of a flow here. So on your inhale, you're scooping through, coming up into your cow pose. As you exhale, find your cat round and travel back to your extended child's pose. Your breath will move you, inhaling into your cow pose, exhaling into cat, Press back, extended child's pose. Do a couple more rounds at your own breath rate, and then we're going to meet in an extended child's pose. No rush. When you land back in your extended child's pose to stay, start with some wrist circles here. And then let's come back to all fours. Let's turn the fingertips to face the knees and just do some circles here with the body. Easy circles. Just be real mindful about how this feels. If it's too much, of course, find something that feels better. Let's switch those circles. Good. And then come back so that the fingertips face forward. Let's return to an extended child's pose. All right, so here's what's going to happen. From our extended child's pose, we're going to move back to tabletop and immediately find a bird dog shape. We'll then come back to an extended child's pose and we'll move into bird dog on the opposite side. So let's together move right up into a tabletop position. Lift your right arm and left leg up. Set the hand and the knee back to the mat. Press back to an extended child's pose. Again, we're slowly coming up to tabletop. This time your left arm, right leg travels long. Hand and knee return to the mat. Press back to an extended child's pose. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, lift off, right arm, left leg extend. Hand and knee travel to the mat. Press back, extended child's pose. And last time here, lifting up, sending the left arm, right leg long. Hand and knee return to the mat. From here, curl your toes under. Walk hands and feet together to find your standing forward bend. And we hang out here for a bit. So if you'd like to put a block underneath your hands for extra support, feel free to do that. If you'd like to vary your arms in a way that allows for more weight through the upper body, feel free to do that. You could also work through the shoulders a little bit, clasping your hands behind you. So anything here. Hold here one more full breath, allowing the upper body to be completely passive. Relax, shoulders, neck. Let's slowly begin to bring ourselves up to stand, all the way up. Good. Once you come all the way up, move to the front end of the mat. Okay, so we have these sun salutations that we're going to modify because this is gentle yoga, but feel free to change it up in any way that works for your body. If you'd like to, intensify it a little bit, feel free. Feet hip bone width apart. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, back bend to open up through the front body. Inhale, lengthen up. Swan dive forward as you exhale. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, fold yourself forward. We're stepping the feet back to find a modified plank pose. From your modified plank pose, lower all the way down to your stomach. And on your inhale, slide the arms forward and find a Sphinx pose. So let's pause here just a couple of breaths. Your Sphinx pose, you can draw those forearms back and really try to open up as much as you can through the front body. We'll lower back down. Slide your hands in place to push up to plank or modified plank. You could flow back to child's pose or down dog, your choice. If you decide for down dog, feel free to walk out the feet to find movement that feels right for your body. And if you're in extended child's pose, feel free to go a little wider with the knees if you'd like to vary that shape. We have one more breath to hold here. All right, let's meet in either all fours position or down dog. Look to the front end of the mat and travel up to the front any way that you'd like. On your inhale, half lift up. Exhale, fold yourself forward. Inhale, reverse swan dive, sweep all the way up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, lengthen up. Dive fully forward as you exhale. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, fold. Step back to your plank or your modified plank pose. Lower all the way down to your mat. This time on your inhale, let's come up to a little mini cobra and float the hands. Exhale to lower down. Inhale, peel the front of the body up, float your hands. Exhale to lower down. Now this time, inhale to peel up and feel free to add a little bit more with the hands to the mat, finding a more of a back bend. So nice, y'all. Good. From here, lower down, pressing up to plank, modified plank. And again, you have this option for down dog or child's pose. All right, so we're going to end up doing one more main sun salutation A, and then we're adding in some legs to it. One thing that can become, because it's so routine, is that we don't stay present for these poses that we do all the time. So I want you to think about every single thing that happens through those poses, how the hands feel, how the legs feel, the face. So as we flow this next time, stay fully present. All right, let's make our way back to either tabletop or down dog. Look to the front end of the mat, we travel forward. Inhale, half lift up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach for the sky. Stand up tall. Exhale, open up as much as you can here. Lengthen up, reach. Reach wide as you dive yourself forward. Inhale, half lift up. Send the arms back like airplane wings. Open up through the shoulders. Dive yourself fully forward. Good. We step back to a plank or a modified plank pose. Pause right here and just feel the strength of your body to hold you in this shape. But I know that plank, especially in a gentle class, doesn't seem right or fair, but finding a little bit of an opportunity for strength building is so important. We make our way down to the floor, and from there you travel into your back bend. You choose now what that looks like. Good. We travel to down dog. Choose your path, or again, child's pose, either one. Let's meet in tabletop or down dog, either one. Look to the front end of the mat. You are traveling forward. Inhale, half lift up. Exhale, fold yourself forward. Inhale again, just reaching for the sky. Reach those fingertips up high. Open up through the front body. Now we make a change here. Lengthen up and dive forward. Inhale again to a half lift. Exhale, fold. This time you'll step the left foot back. Your right foot will stay. So I kind of lied about that. blocks because they may help you here. So feel free to grab those, place them down around that right foot. You can drop your back knee. So many ways to do this. So you can drop that back knee to the mat in either a diagonal or a 90 degree shape. You can stay low with your hands around that right foot. You could bring the body all the way up here. You could open up through the front body, place your hands to the lower part of the back and open up, clasp your hands behind you. All right, you decide. So here's the thing. We have focused now on just kind of warming up and the spine. Now let's focus in on the hips. So whatever you choose for your arms, absolutely fine, but see what you can find through this left hip flexor. So if your legs are 90 degree shapes, find that energy of that right foot flowing back and the left hip flowing forward. Good. And then we'll place that left hand either to a block or to the floor. Your left knee can come up off the mat or you could keep it down low, but the right arm is going to go up for a twist. Good. So notice your right knee. If it dropped out to the side, try to keep it pulled into the midline. So if the weight is to the outer edge of that right foot, try to even the weight out through that right foot. Yep. So nice, y'all. We'll bring that right hand down. The left knee will come up off the mat if it's not there already, and you'll do a quarter pivot to face the long edge of your mat. We pause here on this right side, just for a breath. And then we travel center, and we pause here. You can angle those toes more toward the side of your mat instead of to the corners. Just let yourself flow forward, relax down. And then walk yourself to face the front of your mat again. Drop your left knee to the mat, the right knee back to join it for a modified plank pose. Lower down and inhale up your back bend. Good, and then we lower down, we push up and back, extended child's pose. Now in your extended child's pose, let's bring the arms wide, like in 90 degree shapes here. If it doesn't feel good for you to have your head's not quite reaching the mat, it might feel good to place your head on a block. Good, and then we'll slowly make our way back to either tabletop or down dog, and you'll make your way into or to the front end of the mat. You'll be in your standing forward bend. We are not going to rise back up. Instead, your left foot is going to stay and your right foot steps back for that lunge. So once again, you have so many options. The idea here is to get a stretch through the right hip flexor. So whatever that looks like for you, and just trying to find, again, as much opening here, finding whatever shape you'd like to practice with the arms, completely up to you. And then we'll find our twist. Your right hand will stay to the floor or to the block. Maybe the right knee is up, maybe not. The left arm is going to go up toward the ceiling for that twist. Come back to center, do a quarter pivot to face the long edge of your mat. Keep your left knee bent. Good, so we just stay here for a breath, finding that right inner thigh length. and then we travel center. So come center, angling your toes toward the long edge of your mat and letting yourself fold. Begin to walk yourself around to the front of your mat and step your right foot in to join your left. Roll yourself up one vertebra at a time. All right, we'll practice just a little bit of balance and then we'll move to the floor. I'm actually going to turn myself this way so I don't mess y'all up. Let's bring all of our weight. Let's actually start with the right foot. So right foot underneath your right hip bone. The left knee is going to come up. You can make this longer if you'd like by straightening out the leg. You could bring your arms wide, finding whatever feels right here. Notice if you're hiking that left hip up, try to keep your hips even. All right, if all is good here, let's bring this left leg out to the left side. Again, you could straighten it out. You could use your peace fingers to grab that toe if you'd like. I know this is gentle, you decide here. We slowly bring the knee back to center and across the body. So it's not going to go very far across. That is all right. So nicely done, y'all. That left foot comes back to the mat. I can feel you back there, keeping that balance. All right, your left foot underneath your left hip bone. Just take time to prepare. So be real present, all that is around you. And then zero in, focus in on one thing. Try to quiet your mind. You can stay present and focused at the same time. So presence is about all the things. All right, bring your right knee out to the right side. Bring the knee back to center, and again, across. It's not going to go very far across. Back to center and set that right foot down, shake out whatever you might need to shake out. And then I think we go right to the floor from here. And if you will grab, actually, you know what, y'all? We're gonna come to all fours. Let's do just a little more for shoulders, and then we're going to focus back in on hips. So if you'll meet me in an all fours position, we'll thread the needle. So we're inhaling the right arm up to the ceiling. As you exhale, you'll slide that left arm underneath the right. The side of the head, the shoulder is connected to the mat. And if that connection doesn't feel right, you can always use a block to give yourself a little support under the head. Good. All right, so now your left hand, you could crawl the fingertips forward for a little more shoulder stretch on that left side. You could bring your left arm behind your back. There should be no pinching in the neck. If there is, then let's find some other pose to get this stretch for you. Take one more deep breath in here. Softening exhale out. Place your left hand back to your mat and inhale your right arm back up to the ceiling. Place that right hand to the floor. Any little movement here that you need, let's do that and prepare for the left side. When you're ready, you'll inhale your left arm up. As you exhale, your left arm will thread underneath the right. Good. Side of the head, shoulder connection. Again, if there is not that connection of the head to the mat, you could use a block to add some support here. Good, and then deciding what to do with the right arm. Maybe you crawl the fingertips forward. Maybe you bring your right arm behind your back. Stay present one more breath here. Place the right hand back to the mat. Inhale your left arm up to the ceiling. Exhale the hand to the mat. And now we'll make our way onto our back. So you'll want to have your strap with you. You may want your block with you as well, or a block with you. Once you land on your back, we are going to practice that same movement that we just practiced with balance, but this time we're going to extend the leg and allow for more length, more stretch. All right, so soles of the feet to your mat. We'll start with the right, let's start with the left leg. So the left foot, you'll place that strap under the ball mount or the arch of that left foot. Your right foot can stay to the mat. You could bring the leg long, but you're drawing your left leg in towards you for a hamstring stretch, the back of the leg. Now grab the strap with just your left hand. Right arm will go out to the side for support. That left leg will begin to go out to the left side. Notice the right side of your body. The right hip pops up. If the sole of the foot doesn't stay connected, if there is some change on that right side, bring the left leg back a little more into center. So you can completely control this. We have gravity assisting us here, so be kind, be gentle. Good, now you'll slowly bring the left leg back to center. All right, so we're grabbing the strap with just the right hand. If you do have the sole of the right foot to the mat, you may want to extend the leg. And when you extend, if you'll all just take a few seconds here to make sure that the toes and the knee are facing straight up to the ceiling on that right leg. And then we'll begin to bring this left leg across. And just notice, just as we did with the balance piece, the leg does not go very far. So we're kind of simulating what we would be doing standing. So you have the strap in your right hand, your left arm could go out to the side for support. And now you are welcome to stay here. This maybe feels a little constrictive. So if you'd like to just relax that right leg and bring the left leg all the way over to that right side, feel free to do that. So you can find anything here that feels right. So the leg is going across the body. Slowly bring the leg back to center. Grab the strap now with just your left hand and draw the knee in toward the shoulder for a half of a happy baby. Good. Let's gently release. We'll do that whole series other side. So when you're ready, you'll start with a hamstring stretch on that right side. Drawing the leg a little closer in towards you. Maybe the sole of the left foot is connected with the mat. Maybe the leg is straight. Relax the shoulders. Soften the face. All right, your right hand will come to the strap. Your left arm goes out to the side for support. Begin to guide your right leg out to the right side for an inner thigh stretch. Again, you control how far over that leg goes. Slowly bring the leg to center. Again, if you have the sole of the left foot to the mat, you may want to extend the leg. Grab the strap with just your left hand. Right arm goes out to the side. Let's first just take a second. Notice your left leg. Toes and knees should point straight up to the ceiling. And then bring this right leg across. It is not going to go very far. That is all right. Where you may feel this more is in that IT band on the outer thigh, where you may feel it most. And then from there, you are welcome to stay, or you could relax your left leg and let that right leg go further across your body. Let's slowly bring the leg back to center. We'll find half of a happy baby. You're grabbing the strap with the right hand, drawing the right knee in toward the right shoulder. Sole of the foot parallels the ceiling. Okay, now let's release that. All right, y'all, here's the deal. Inversions will be on your own. So you have an option to use a block for support for a bridge pose or waterfall pose. If you want to practice a full happy baby, you have that option. Anything here. So again, bridge pose, supported bridge pose, waterfall pose, sending the legs in the air. Go wide with the legs. Could add a little more for hip flexors here as well. We're using that block. So you'll be in your inversions. And again, you can choose more than one, so feel free. You'll have about a minute more here. Slowly begin to come out of your inversion. Hug your knees into your chest. So with our leg, outer thigh opening, we did a twist. So you're welcome just to do a little rock from side to side here or other movement, but you're also welcome to twist more. If you feel like you need a little more of a twist on one side or both sides, feel free to do that. This is also a time for you to set yourself up for final relaxation if that's going to take you a minute to do. So take time for whatever you need. There is no rush to move through anything. And then when you're ready, let's meet in our final poses. Stay present. Be here. This precious time is yours. Bring an easy smile to your lips. Feel each breath. Take 2 more breaths and let these breaths be the biggest of class. Bring easy movement back to fingers and toes. Stay on your back or roll to your favorite side and rest for a couple more breaths. I know how challenging it can be to move away from your desk to do something for yourself during the lunch hour. I have such respect for all of you who make that commitment to yourself. We meet in a seated posture, moving there in any way that feels right. Let's take one more big deep breath in together. Send your arms all the way up into the air. Reach and extend, and then draw your hands to your heart. This is a quote from Ellen Grace O'Brien. A worried mind lives in the future. An unhappy mind lives in the past. A peaceful mind lives in the present. Thanks so much for joining me. Namaste.